You want to know as much as you can about these people. You want to know demographic information, that's their age, where they live, their income, and psychographic information is really helpful. That's more lifestyle, interests, their hobbies. There are a few ways to do that. If you have existing customers, you look at your customer base because they're your best source of information. You can get the demographic data, then do surveys to get psychographic information. If it's a new business, you consider who you want your target audience to be, and you do market research to find them, or you can look at your competitors and see what they do. Well, advertising is all about motivation. So the more you know about somebody, the easier it is to find their motivation. When you sit down to write an ad, the first thing you do is come up with features and benefits. So you take a product and tell people what's in it for them. So when it comes to like life insurance, for example, you don't sell life insurance, you sell peace of mind. When it's laundry detergent, you don't sell laundry detergent, you sell cleaner clothes, whiter whites, fresher smelling laundry. If you don't have a motivation, you need to create one. In the 1930s, American women didn't wear diamond rings. So De Beers diamonds had a glut of diamonds in their South African mines. So they started a campaign to increase the value of diamonds in the minds of Americans. So they wanted men to think that the best way to show a woman that they love them is to buy a ring, and the bigger the ring, the more their love. To make a long story short, this marketing strategy turned into an American tradition. Today, I think American brides, I think it's 3/4 of all brides wear diamond rings, and the average price is $4,000. So it worked. Well, the classic approach is problem solution. If you have a product that solves a problem, you present it that way. When we talked about life insurance, the problem is if something happens to the breadwinner, the family can't afford to stay in the family home, their income drops, their lifestyle changes, that's the problem. You present life insurance as a solution. These days, we do a whole lot with behavioral economics also. That's the psychology of buying. So in the De Beers Diamonds story, the perceived value, they created perceived value. That's a behavioral economic principle. Another one is emotion. People will buy if they want to be happy or to avoid regret. There's a Subaru commercial out right now, I don't know whether you've seen it. It's called Sorry. It features young drivers who are in an accident. And they call their parents. They're upset that they had the accident, but they're safe. They're safe because they drove a Subaru. So the thinking here is people will buy their children Subarus because they're safe, and thus they'll avoid the regret of getting the call that says they were in an accident and got hurt. Another behavioral economics theory is herding. McDonald's has been doing this for years. When they started out, they had signs that said the number of hamburgers that they sold. When they got to 99 billion, I think they stopped. So now they say billions and billions, but the idea here is if that many people are eating these burgers, they must be good, and that's the herding principle. Social media has made a huge difference. It's just been a game changer. It used to be traditional advertising was a one-way street. It was a one-way conversation. You just put your story out there. You don't know how people react. Like if they bought, you thought it worked, but you didn't have an immediate reaction to it. Social media has changed that. Now it's a dialogue, and it can happen in real time. There's social monitoring, social listening, so you can really have feedback from your customers, and you can respond to it. Jeff Bezos of Amazon said something like, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, and now you can be in the room, and you can tweak your brand, and you can promote your brand all at the same time. About 5 years ago, a company came to us. It was an insurance company, a car insurance company, and they were marketing a new company, and it was for drivers that needed just minimum coverage. There's a lot of competition in this field. It's people who've gone after people who can't afford car insurance, but as you know, to drive in the U.S., you need car insurance. So they offer minimum coverage. It's just what you need to be legal. When we started these campaigns, we assumed that our target audience were people who were driving but didn't have insurance. So we did all kinds of ads and TV spots with people showing them the risks of being uninsured. We showed them being stopped by police. And we'd say to them, look, if you don't have insurance, you could lose your license, you could get fined, you can even go to jail. So we kind of scared them into buying the product. Well, it took off and it did really well, but we did more research and found that there was this whole group of people who weren't driving uninsured. They were leaving their cars in their front of their house because they wouldn't drive uninsured. They're law-abiding citizens who are afraid to take the chance. There are people who they're going to the grocery store with their children and taking the bus home. They're waiting for rides for work and they're afraid of losing their jobs because they're late. They're taking 2 and 3 buses to get to their job. We started doing campaigns that appealed to these people, and it worked even better because we found a market that people weren't tapping. And it also helped us tweak the brand a little. So instead of selling cheap car insurance, we were selling cheap car insurance that got you where you're going a whole lot faster and made your life easier.